Each thought and emotion emits a frequency that resonates through the fabric of reality, subtly but surely influencing the course of our lives.
Have you ever wondered if there's a hidden force shaping your everyday experiences? Something so powerful, yet so subtly integrated into your life that you hardly notice it? Today, we're going to uncover one of the most potent yet overlooked universal laws, the law of resonant frequencies. This law might sound like something out of a science fiction novel, but it's been around, influencing events and outcomes, possibly as long as the universe itself has existed. Let's look into this fascinating topic and explore how unseen forces shape our lives in ways we might not have imagined. The law of resonant frequencies is intriguing, and for many, a revolutionary idea. It proposes a simple yet profound truth. The energy we emit, be it through thoughts, emotions, or actions, directly influences the type of experiences, people, and opportunities that come our way. At first, this might seem like mere superstition or an oversimplified way of looking at life's complex scenarios. However, this law is not about magical thinking, but about understanding how energy works at a very fundamental level. Imagine for a moment the vast network of waves, sound, light, and more, that traverse our environment. These waves interact with each other and with us, shaping our perceptions and experiences. The law of resonant frequencies suggests that our personal vibes are more than just feelings. They are real energies that participate in the grand symphony of the universe's interactions. To understand this better, let's consider the concept of resonance. In physics, resonance occurs when a particular object vibrates at the same natural frequency as another object, leading to an increase in amplitude, or in simpler terms, a stronger vibration. Apply this concept metaphorically to your life. When your mental and emotional frequencies are in tune with what you desire, you're more likely to resonate with those opportunities and bring them into your experience. Despite its potential, the law of resonant frequencies isn't widely acknowledged in mainstream discussions. It lurks in the backdrop of more familiar concepts like you reap what you sow, or what goes around comes around. Yet it's far more than just a principle of moral retribution. It's about the frequencies at which we operate. Could this be why sometimes, no matter how hard we try, we seem to keep encountering the same types of people, opportunities, or challenges? Could it be that our very own frequencies are drawing these experiences toward us? Turning our gaze to the sands of time, we find that this concept isn't as modern as it might seem. Ancient civilizations may not have used the term law of resonant frequencies, but many accepted similar ideas through their spiritual and philosophical teachings. Take, for example, the ancient Egyptians, who believed in the power of Heka, or magic, which was essentially the use of energy to influence reality. Similarly, Greek philosophers like Heraclitus taught that everything flows and that the nature of life is constant change, driven by the dynamics of opposing forces. These historical perspectives offer us clues that throughout human history, there has been an understanding, perhaps intuitive more than scientific, that the energies we emit influence the fabric of our realities. This wisdom was often encoded in myths, stories, and religious practices, suggesting that aligning oneself with the favorable energies of the universe was part of the path to a fulfilling life. In our modern era, where science and technology dominate our understanding of the world, such ideas might be brushed off as mere folklore or wishful thinking. Yet, as we dig deeper, we find that these ancient teachings might have been pointing to truths about our universe that we are only beginning to grasp through contemporary science. Let's bring this concept closer to home by looking at some everyday examples that might resonate with many of us. Consider the phenomenon of bad days, where everything seems to go wrong from the moment you wake up. You might stub your toe getting out of bed, then spill coffee on your shirt, and later find yourself stuck in traffic. It's easy to chalk this up to random bad luck, but could it be possible that our initial reactions and emotions set a frequency that attracts more of these negative experiences? According to the law of resonant frequencies, our start to the day, fraught with frustration and negative expectations, might just tune our day to a frequency that resonates with more negativity and mishaps. Similarly, think about a time when you approached a situation with a positive outlook. Perhaps it was a job interview or a first date that you entered with a sense of optimism and confidence. the outcome was likely favorable, leaving you feeling that your positive approach played a crucial role in shaping that experience. While skeptics might dismiss this as coincidence, proponents of the law of resonant frequencies would argue that your positive energy resonated with positive outcomes, attracting success and happiness your way. These day-to-day examples serve to illustrate how the law might manifest in our lives, subtly guiding the flow of events based on the energy frequencies we emit. It's a compelling idea that by consciously adjusting our frequencies, we could potentially steer our lives in more desirable directions. Expanding our scope, let's consider the broader implications of this law on a global scale. Imagine the collective energies of communities, nations, or even the entire human population. Each individual contributes to a massive, interconnected network of frequencies that could theoretically influence global events. For instance, during times of widespread optimism, such as after a major scientific breakthrough, a sporting triumph, or during economic booms, there's a palpable shift in public sentiment that could be seen as a collective tuning to positive frequencies. Conversely, periods of pessimism, such as economic recessions or political turmoil, might reflect a collective resonance with negative frequencies. This perspective offers a fascinating lens through which to view historical and current events. Could major shifts in global cultures and societies be influenced, at least in part, by the dominant frequencies, whether positive or negative, that are being emitted? While this is purely speculative and certainly a simplification of complex events, it encourages us to think about the role of collective human energy in shaping our world. This discussion about the law of resonant frequencies invites us to reflect on our personal responsibility and the impact of our own energies on the broader canvas of society. It poses challenging questions about the kind of frequencies we choose to emit and the type of world we are contributing to, consciously or unconsciously. As we look into the law of resonant frequencies, it's important to address the skepticism it faces, especially from the scientific community. Critics argue that the law lacks empirical evidence and does not conform to the rigorous methodologies required to establish a scientific theory. Indeed, while quantum physics discusses the probabilities of particle behaviors and interactions at microscopic levels, extending these principles to macroscopic events involving human experiences and consciousness is highly contentious. Critics point out that attributing changes in one's life to the frequencies of thoughts and emotions can be overly simplistic. They caution against the tendency to oversimplify complex human experiences into mere transactions of positive or negative energies. This skepticism is valuable, as it pushes proponents of the law to seek more robust evidence and clearer explanations of mechanisms. It also ensures that discussions remain grounded in rationality, rather than sliding into the realms of pseudoscience. Despite these valid critiques, interest in the law of resonant frequencies persists, driven by anecdotal accounts and the experiences of individuals who report significant changes in their lives when they consciously align their frequencies with their desires. While these personal stories do not provide scientific proof, they invite curiosity and open-minded exploration into how our perceptions and attitudes might shape our realities. Moving from scientific scrutiny to personal experiences, let's consider the testimonies of individuals who believe in the power of this law. Although these stories do not constitute scientific evidence, they provide insight into how the concept is applied and experienced in real life. For instance, some people report that by maintaining a focus on gratitude and positivity, they have attracted more opportunities and happier relationships into their lives. Others share experiences of overcoming long-term challenges simply by shifting their mental attitudes from despair to hope and determination. These testimonies often highlight a common theme. The transformation began with a change in mindset, which then seemed to change the individual's external circumstances. Supporters of the law of resonant frequencies might interpret these outcomes as examples of aligning one's personal frequency with the frequencies of desired outcomes, thus attracting them into reality. Skeptics, on the other hand, might attribute such results to psychological effects such as increased confidence and motivation, which can naturally lead to improved circumstances. Regardless of the interpretation, these personal stories contribute to a broader conversation about the impact of mindset on personal and professional outcomes. They encourage others to experiment with their own thoughts and emotions to see if similar positive changes can be achieved in their lives. As we explore how to practically apply the law of resonant frequencies, it's important to understand that this is not about invoking supernatural powers or engaging in magical thinking. Instead, it's about recognizing the potential impact of our own attitudes and emotions on our lives and possibly on our environments. Here are some straightforward strategies for applying this law in everyday life. Awareness. The first step is simply to become more aware of your thoughts and feelings throughout the day. Notice when you're feeling down or negative and consciously try to shift towards more positive, constructive thoughts. Intention setting. Begin each day by setting a clear intention. What do you want to achieve? How do you want to feel? This sets a frequency right from the start and can help guide your actions and reactions throughout the day. Visualization. Spend a few minutes each day visualizing your life as you wish it to be. This is a common practice among athletes who visualize their success to enhance their performance. The same concept can apply to other areas of life, reinforcing the frequencies you wish to align with. Environment tuning. Your environment can also affect your frequency. Surround yourself with positive influences and remove as much negativity as possible. This might mean making changes in your social circle or altering your consumption of media. Reflection and meditation. Regular reflection and meditation can help you maintain a state of inner peace and positivity, making it easier to resonate at the frequency you desire. By integrating these practices into your life, you begin to fine-tune the frequencies you're emitting and potentially enhance the quality of what you attract. While the law of resonant frequencies offers intriguing possibilities, it's crucial to address the potential dangers and misunderstandings associated with its application. One significant risk is the tendency to blame oneself excessively for negative experiences, leading to guilt and self-reproach. This can be damaging, especially when many factors beyond personal control play a role in life's outcomes. Additionally, this law should not be seen as a substitute for practical actions. While it's beneficial to maintain a positive outlook, real-world actions and decisions still have concrete consequences. For example, one cannot simply resonate with financial success without taking the necessary practical steps like budgeting, saving, and investing. It's important to avoid falling into magical thinking, where one might assume that simply thinking positively will solve all problems. Life's challenges often require complex solutions that involve critical thinking, planning, and sometimes professional help. The goal is to use the law of resonant frequencies as a tool to enhance your life, not as a panacea. It's about finding a balance between understanding the influence of your mental and emotional frequencies and taking concrete, practical steps towards your goals. As we look into the implications of the law of resonant frequencies, it's important to explore the philosophical questions it raises. This law challenges us to think about determinism versus free will. If our frequencies are predetermined by our current state of mind and life conditions, to what extent do we have control over changing them? And if we can change them, what does this say about our free will? These considerations invite us to reflect on the ethical responsibilities that come with understanding and utilizing this law. If one believes that they can influence the outcomes of not only their life, but potentially those around them, what is the moral implication of such influence? Are we then responsible for the collective frequency and its impact on the world? This video opens up dialogue about the nature of reality itself. Is reality something objective, existing independently of our perceptions, or is it more subjective, shaped by our thoughts, emotions, and beliefs? The law of resonant frequencies leans towards the latter, suggesting a universe that is more interactive and responsive to our internal states than we might have previously considered. These are profound considerations that do not have easy answers, but are crucial for a deep understanding of the potential power and limits of this universal law. As we conclude, remember that the power of this law lies in its potential to make us more aware of our inner states and encourage positive changes. However, it is also essential to approach its application with caution, recognizing the complexity of life and the multitude of factors that shape our reality. I invite you to experiment with this concept in your own life. Observe if and how changes in your frequency influence your experiences and share your findings. Your insights will contribute to a broader understanding and discussion about this intriguing universal law. For those interested in looking deeper into the law of resonant frequencies or similar topics, I recommend checking out books and articles on energy psychology, quantum physics interpretations in layman's terms, and historical philosophical texts on energy and metaphysics. Your local library or bookstore will likely have resources that can offer more comprehensive studies and discussions. Thank you for joining me in exploring this powerful and mysterious universal law. If you found this video insightful, please share it with others who might also benefit from understanding the impact of their frequencies on their lives. Don't forget to subscribe for more thought-provoking content and share your thoughts and experiences in the comments below.